Hello, and welcome back to Wombat Wanderer. I'm your Wombat guide, and today we're going to talk about something that affects almost everyone in modern society, something that quietly drains our bank accounts, our peace of mind, and our authentic happiness. Here's a truth that might sting a little. Too many people buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people they don't know. Take a breath and let that sink in. Have you ever bought something not because you truly needed it or even wanted it, but because of how you thought it would make you look? If you're nodding right now, you're not alone. Today, we're going to unpack this trap together. Let's start with a scenario that might feel familiar. You're scrolling through social media, whatever your platform of choice is, and you see someone with the latest phone, the newest sneakers, that perfect aesthetic home setup, or that dream vacation. And something shifts inside you. Suddenly, what you have doesn't feel like enough anymore. Your perfectly functional phone now feels outdated. Your comfortable clothes seem boring. Your home looks shabby. Your life feels less than. This is the comparison trap, and it's more powerful than ever before in human history. Our ancestors lived in small communities where they knew everyone. Today, we're constantly exposed to the highlight reels of millions of strangers, influencers, and celebrities. We're comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's curated show reel. And here's where it gets dangerous. The solution our culture offers is to buy our way to worthiness. New clothes will make us confident. A luxury car will prove we've made it. Designer brands will show we have taste. The latest tech will demonstrate we're successful. But here's what no advertisement will ever tell you. Things cannot fill the void of self-worth. Possessions cannot purchase genuine respect. And debt definitely cannot buy happiness. Let's break down that opening quote piece by piece, because each part reveals something crucial. Things they don't need. This is the starting point. We've confused wants with needs. A need is something essential for survival, health, and basic functioning: food, shelter, clothing, healthcare. A want is everything else. Now, I'm not saying wants are bad. Life shouldn't be about bare survival. But we've reached a point where we're drowning in wants disguised as needs. We need the latest iPhone. We need designer jeans. We need a bigger house, a newer car, another streaming subscription. Here's a reality check. If you can live without it and still be healthy, safe, and functional, it's a want, not a need. And there's nothing wrong with wants, but we have to be honest about what they are. With money they don't have, this is where it gets truly dangerous. Credit cards, buy now pay later schemes, personal loans. Our society has made it incredibly easy to spend money we haven't earned yet. The average Australian carries thousands of dollars in credit card debt. In the United States, it's even worse. We're literally mortgaging our future to fund our present image. We're paying interest, sometimes 20% or more, for the privilege of looking successful while going broke. Think about that. You're not just spending money you don't have, you're paying extra to do it. To impress people they don't know. And here's the kicker. Who are we doing all this for? Not ourselves, not our loved ones, but strangers. Random people scrolling past our social media posts. Acquaintances we barely know. People whose opinions shouldn't matter to us at all. We're sacrificing our financial security and mental peace to earn nods of approval from people who don't know us, don't care about us, and aren't thinking about us nearly as much as we imagine they are. The brutal truth? Most people are too busy worrying about their own image to spend much time judging yours. So if this pattern is so obviously destructive, why do we keep doing it? Let's get real about the psychology at play. First, we're biologically wired for social acceptance. Our ancient ancestors needed the tribe to survive. Being rejected meant death. So we evolved to care deeply about what others think of us. Advertisers know this and exploit it ruthlessly. Second, we live in a culture that equates worth with wealth. From childhood, we're taught that success looks like nice things. Movies, TV shows, and social media constantly reinforce that happy people have beautiful homes, expensive clothes, and luxury experiences. We've internalized the message that our value as humans is reflected in our possessions. Third, we're chasing a feeling, not the thing itself. When you buy something new, there's a rush hit of dopamine that feels like happiness. But it fades fast. Within days or weeks, that new purchase becomes normal, and we're looking for the next hit. This is called the hedonic treadmill, and it's why no amount of stuff ever feels like enough. Fourth, we mistake attention for respect. Posting that new purchase might get likes and comments, but that's not the same as genuine respect or connection. It's surface-level validation from people who will forget about your post within minutes. And here's the really insidious part: the more anxious and insecure we become. Because deep down, we know it's hollow. We know we're performing rather than living authentically. Let's talk about what this pattern actually costs us, because it's far more than just money. Financial stress is the obvious one. Debt creates constant anxiety. You're working not to build wealth or freedom, but just to pay off yesterday's purchases. Studies show that financial stress is one of the leading causes of relationship problems, health issues, and overall life dissatisfaction. Time and freedom are the hidden costs. Every dollar you spend on things you don't need is a dollar that can't work for your future. It's retirement savings you won't have. It's a career change you can't make because you need the income. It's opportunities you'll miss because you're trapped by payments and debt. Think about it this way: that $200 pair of shoes isn't just $200. If you had invested that money instead, it could grow to thousands over decades. Every unnecessary purchase is stealing from your future self's freedom. Mental and emotional well-being takes a massive hit too. Living beyond your means creates constant low-level anxiety. You're always aware that you're one emergency away from crisis. You can't relax. You can't be present. You're always calculating, always worried. And the shame cycle is real. You buy to feel better. Then you feel guilty about buying. So you buy again to escape the guilt. It's a vicious circle that leaves you emotionally exhausted. Authentic relationships suffer because you're attracting people based on a false image. The friends impressed by your expensive lifestyle aren't real friends, they're audience members. Real connection happens when people know and accept the authentic you, not the curated version. Alright, so we've identified the trap. Now how do we escape it? Here are practical strategies you can start implementing today. Strategy 1. The 30-day rule. Before buying anything non-essential, wait 30 days. Put it on a list and revisit it a month later. You'll be amazed how many things you realize you don't actually want once the impulse fades. This simple rule can save you thousands every year. Strategy 2. Calculate in hours, not dollars. Instead of thinking, this costs $100, think this costs 8 hours of my work, or whatever your hourly rate is. Suddenly, that impulse purchase requires 8 hours of your life. Is it worth that? This reframes spending in terms of your most valuable resource, your time. Strategy 3. Unfollow and unsubscribe. Be ruthless about cutting exposure to advertising and comparison triggers. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Unsubscribe from promotional emails. Create digital boundaries that protect your contentment. Strategy 4. Define your real values. What actually matters to you? Not what society says should matter. What genuinely brings you fulfillment. Is it relationships, experiences, learning, creative expression, health? Once you know your real values, spending decisions become clearer. Does this purchase align with what I actually care about? Strategy 5. Practice gratitude. Every day, acknowledge 3 things you already have that bring value to your life. This isn't just feel-good advice, it's neurologically rewiring your brain to find satisfaction in what is rather than constantly craving what isn't. Gratitude is the antidote to the comparison trap. Strategy 6. Build automatically. Set up automatic transfers to savings and investments. Pay your future self first before you have a chance to spend on things that don't matter. Make building wealth the default, not the afterthought. Here's what happens when you stop buying validation and start building real wealth and authentic living. First, you experience genuine peace. When you're not carrying debt, when you have savings, when you know you can handle emergencies, there's a deep calm that no purchase can provide. You sleep better. You breathe easier. You're present in your life instead of anxious about your finances. Second, you gain real freedom. Freedom to take career risks. Freedom to say no to jobs or situations that don't serve you. Freedom to travel, learn, or pursue passions without financial stress. This is what money should buy: options and autonomy, not status symbols. Third, your relationships deepen. When you stop performing and start being authentic, you attract people who value the real you. These connections are richer, more meaningful, and actually fulfilling. You're not constantly worried about maintaining an image. You can just be. Fourth, you discover what actually makes you happy. For most people, it's not things. It's experiences, relationships, growth, contribution, and purpose. Once you stop filling your life with clutter, there's space for what genuinely matters. And here's the beautiful irony. When you stop trying to impress people, when you live authentically and within your means, when you're confident in who you are rather than what you own, that's when people are actually impressed. Not by your possessions, but by your peace, your confidence, your freedom. Real wealth isn't what you show. It's what you have when no one's looking. It's the savings account, the lack of debt, the ability to be generous, the freedom to make choices based on your values rather than your obligations. So here's my challenge for you this week. Take an honest inventory. Look at your recent purchases, especially the ones you put on credit. Ask yourself, did I buy this because I needed it, wanted it for genuine reasons, or because of how I thought it would make me look? And then, practice one act of financial courage. Maybe it's unfollowing accounts that trigger spending. Maybe it's returning something you bought on impulse. Maybe it's starting that savings account. Maybe it's just saying no to one purchase this week that you know doesn't serve your real goals. Remember, every time you choose not to buy something you don't need, you're voting for your future freedom. Every time you stop performing for strangers, you're choosing authentic happiness. Every time you measure your worth by who you are rather than what you own, you're breaking free. You don't need things to be worthy. You don't need debt to be successful. And you definitely don't need the approval of people who don't know you to live a meaningful life. Thank you for joining me today on Wombat Wanderer. If this message made you think differently about your spending habits, please hit that like button. Subscribe to Wombat Wanderer so we can continue having these honest conversations about living better. And share this episode might help someone break free from the trap of buying validation. Remember, the best things in life aren't things. Your worth isn't in your wallet. And the only approval you really need is your own. Until next time, keep wandering with authenticity and purpose.